Hi guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yvonne Princess Shavango. If you are new here, you're welcome to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And voila, you're part of the graceful, the beautiful, and the wonderful family. This is where we share all the positive vibe. We pray together. We search for jobs together. We just share the lifestyle together. So if you want to be part of the gang, you want to be part of the graceful family, join in. I'll give you like 2 seconds to actually like, subscribe, and share. Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there you are. Welcome. So yeah, today we are going to be talking about why and how I started my weight loss journey. I wrote some things down, so I'm going to be referring to my notes, and then I'll take you guys through it. Guys, it's been such a roller coaster here. I'm very proud of myself. If you see where I come from and where I am, so this is where I come from. Yeah. This is where I come from, and this is where I am. Like, guys, God is so faithful, and actually discipline and commitment are the best things ever. If you are committed to something, you will surely produce excellent results. So here we are. Here it is. So guys, one of the things that made me actually decide, no man, I've never been a person. The thing about me, I'm born confident. I don't know, it's just it's a thing of I'm born a confident person. Nothing anyone can ever say that can make me feel less of a human being, right? You can trigger me here and there, but one thing about me, I'm confident, right? So I've never had like issues with my weight. I've always been not a big child, but I'm big boned. I don't know if that makes sense. I can be slender, but I can't be a typical slender. I'm a slender with flesh. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but yeah, that's the chat, right? Even in high school, even in primary school, even when I was like your size 28, I've been a size 28, but when you look at me as a size 28, you think I'm a 30 or 32 because of how fleshy I am, So yeah. So okay, I've always been confident, okay with my body, never had issues because I was just like, this is me, this is who I am, right? Time went on, and then it happened that went to uni, got to uni, I started preventing, right? When I started preventing, I didn't know what, that's another thing, you guys really need to be informed about this thing. So I didn't know that when you prevent, there's actually certain hormones that can be imbalanced. So I didn't do my proper research, right? So I first started using the 3 months injection, and then when I used the 3 months injection, I gained but slowly. Then I used the pill, but I would always forget when to take the pill and all of these things, right? And then after that, I was like, you know what? Let's just go for the no implant, because if there's anything, I've always been afraid to get pregnant before I get my things together, my finances and stable, and getting married and all of that. Not that I'm condoning sex before marriage, guys. Don't come for me, because I know my Christian friends will be there in the comments or will see me and start saying things. So I was just sort of protecting myself in a way, because I knew I wasn't ready to be a mom or anything like that before I got married. So then I started using the implant. I started using the implant, I think in 2017. I gradually gained weight, right? I won't blame it completely, but I will also blame that I was just eating. You know that saying that says what you are what you consume, basically, right? I was just eating everything and anything, guys. I remember at some point I'd have for breakfast, like the guy that I was dating was just fully invested in making me try all the takeouts in the world. So I'd have KFC for breakfast, I'd have McDonald's for lunch, I'd have Debonairs for dinner. So imagine I'm consuming all of those things, right? And also I've got some hormonal imbalances going on inside of me that made me just want to eat, and I don't control what I eat. I'm not even making good healthy choices. So my weight gain started slowly but surely, right? So when it started, I didn't care about it, because I felt like I was becoming more like my mom. So genetically my body is structured like my mother. Oh my god, guys, my mom has the most beautiful body, same as me, right? So because I was becoming more like my mom, small waist, curvy, the nyash and all of these things, I didn't have a problem. I was like, let's go for it, guys. I'll show you guys a photo. I'll put it up here. I was like, this is a girl I want to be. I'm a BBW. So okay, time moves on. In uni, everything, I'm still intact, right? Everything is going well and all of that. I'm still gaining at all the right places. And the food was like, there's no way you can abuse me, eat me like that, and think, you know what, you get away with it. Even my body was like, there's no way you can mismanage me and think you can get away with it. Guys, my small waist started evaporating. Everyone still thought I had a small waist, but because I know, and the people that know me like from close range and that know that I have my mother's body type knew that there's something off. Small waist started evaporating. I'm like, what on earth is going on? I started developing arms, like all the weight went into my arms, it went into my tummy, and it went into my hips and all of that. I started developing cellulite. I was just not having it, but still I wasn't bothered, right? And then all the weight also started coming at my face. You'll see with the previous photo I inserted, like my face started, even when I smile, like right, look at me right now. When I smile, like right now, like I think because the weight is wearing off, it's so much better. There's a photo I put up there. If you see when I was smiling, it was just something else, you know. So, and then I didn't care still. I wasn't bothered, right? But then I started realizing that there's something wrong when I went on Vitality. That was like about 2 years ago when I started working, right? So my medical aid discovery, then I became on Vitality. Then, you know, with Vitality, you have to do like at least 2 body assessments, your cholesterol and all of these things, right? At least twice in a year. Then I did that, guys. At the time, and now I'm 24. At the time, I was 22. Yeah, at the time, I was 22 years old. And my Vitality age was saying 28. I was like, nope. Couldn't off. And I was just not having it. I wasn't comfortable with that. That actually, forget the people, forget what everyone else thinks. But now, even my body, how I'm responding to health assessments, it's saying I'm older, so which means I'm likely to live less. Then I started realizing, actually, I want to live longer. I wanna be happier. You know, I wanna move more and all of these things. And if I'm 22 years old, and my Vitality age says I'm 28, then there's something that's not right. There's something that needs fixing. So that gave me an alarm. Then I had a lot of relapses, guys. It's important that you start. It's going to be messy in the middle. It's hard at the beginning, messy in the middle, but it's beautiful at the end. But then what then happens is I start, I stop, I start, I stop. Because also, I'm not starting because my heart is in it or I'm committed to it. I'm starting because now I'm worried about this Vitality age thing, you know, because I'm like, how can I be 22 and Vitality age based on my health is saying I'm 28? That is not right. It can't be correct, right? And then I get to a point whereby I keep starting, I keep relapsing, and I'm just not getting it right? Then I just completely stop. Then when I completely stop, and then it goes on, my mom low-key actually dragged me. I don't know, like, yeah, she dragged me, and she would always be like, oh, Sidudla Sam Gyatanda. Then I realized, and I would constantly tell her, Mama, stop. I realized that I gained weight, but you can't keep on saying Sidudla Sam. You can't keep on calling me fat, right? Then she said it consistently. Then at some point, I had to sit down with myself and be like, nah. Yes, I don't like it. It hurts. But I mean, I brought myself here. This was within my control. And I'm fat. You know, sometimes you have to sit down with yourself and tell yourself the truth. And I'm like, I'm fat, and this is not a genetical condition. This is something that I have control. And then I started panicking and as well as worrying when I saw I was losing my mother's shape. Guys, if you know me, you know I've got really a great body. Like, even before I was, like, before workouts, I haven't been like I'm not a fitness bunny like that, you know, but you would know that I'm actually one of those people that really have a nice body. So, and then I started losing that. I started losing my mom's shape. I was like, nope, where is this coming from, you know? And then I started, like, evaluating myself in an honest manner. I was like, actually, I've gained more than enough weight, you know, because my heaviest, I think, was at 121 kgs. I was like, no, that's not gonna work. 121 kgs at my age, like, I risk getting heart attacks and all of these things, and we don't have them at home. But if I'm not looking after myself, I might as well be the first in the generations to actually have all of those issues, you know. Then started with a 90-day challenge. It went absolutely great. People would cheer me on. I was just skipping and walking, and I saw the weight die down, right? And then up until now, I haven't gotten my eating right, and I was so motivated when I was watching a YouTube video, right? Because another thing, for you to stay committed, you need to watch people that have walked the journey that you're working on, right? So this lady was mentioning how I mean, you're never going to get eating right. You are going to make mistakes, you know, every now and then. It's just that you need to actually just try to do it right, but don't be under pressure to have it correct or perfect, because there will be times whereby you won't get your food diet or anything like that correctly, right? And when she said that, I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm still trying to get the hang of my eating habits, but I will get there. I'll get there somewhere. And another thing, guys, you look at me. I am gorgeous. I'm absolutely gorgeous, right? But because of my because of my features and my skin tone, I'm not a typical pretty societal girl, right? So I'm those people that you look at me, I'm like, and then you look at me and you're like, no, man, this girl is gorgeous. She's got beautiful eyes, she's got beautiful lips, she's got, you know, gorgeous teeth and all of these things, right? So, and then when I started gaining weight and the weight coming to my face, I'm like, already, okay, I know I'm those people that are noticeable. I'm always the center of attention because of my personality, right? But definitely not because of beauty. Now I'm like, I'm gonna now have to be that girl in the room in the corner that's called fat, because all this fat is coming to my face, and I feel like it was hiding a very beautiful part of me, right? I feel like generally, even with the body, the fat will cover your most beautiful features, because one, sometimes you're forced to dress a certain way. You find out that your body is structured in a certain manner, but you can't dress a certain way because you have this fat, or you have this cellulite, or you have this stretch marks that you're trying to cover. I'm not saying they should be covered, but unconsciously women always feel insecure when they gain weight, even the slightest of weight. Sometimes I'm guilty of sitting down, I would be watching somebody, maybe they're like 65 kgs and then they're on 68 kgs and they're complaining about their weight, and I'm like, oh bruh, you're complaining because you just gained 4 kgs and you're still in your 60s. How about us? Like, I'm sitting on 107. You know, I'm sitting on 107. My goal weight is 85. And I'm like, you know, but then I start realizing that each to its own one, right? And every single person has a certain way they look at themselves in the mirror. And that's another thing. There's nothing called the ideal weight. You know, you have to figure out what works for you. You have to figure out what's important to you. You have to figure out why you are doing it, you know. And then once you figure out why you're doing it, things become very much easier for you. You know, you're able to take up space. You're able to be secure in who you are. And you're able to actually enjoy the process and not rush it. Because I've noticed that a lot of people want to lose weight so badly. Every time I post my progress on TikTok, they're like, how did you do it? And then I tell them that I was working out, and sometimes I feel like people just get demotivated. There ain't no other way. I'm not going to advise this fad diet whereby you do your egg diet for 10 days, you lose the weight. 10 days later, you gain all the weight back, or you do a water diet. At best, do intermittent fasting. That's sustainable in the long run. But if you're going to do these diets that make you lose a huge amount of weight within a short space of time, trust yourself to gain 3 times more, you know? So yeah, and then it's important that you look after yourself. Miles Monroe says anything that you mismanage, you lose it. If you mismanage your body, you lose your body. That's when you lose shape. You actually lose control of your body, because now you can't do certain activities because your body is just not coming to the party, and you can't even blame it because it's how you've managed it or how you've kept it. So it's important that you are mindful of what you consume, guys. I'm not saying people must go vegan or vegetarian or anything like that, but your portion control. Every now and then eat your fruits, every now and then drink enough water, you know, just be disciplined enough, you know, because another thing that weight does weight makes you look older. Like, I was laughing, I'm like, generally I'm a very old soul, like very old soul. Like, you check out my friends, you check out my circle, I'm literally always the youngest, right? So I'm a very old soul. So I'm like, you're an old soul, you want to look older, like, make it make sense. It doesn't work for me, you know, it does not work for me, you know. So I was like, nah, I can't be that person, you know. The least I can do, I have control of my weight, at least, because it's not a genetical thing. So let me take control, let me take my power back, and let me work on this body. It's going to take me, it took me over like 3 years or 4 years to gain all the unwanted fat, yeah, because I was happy at 85. So then I gained over over 40 kgs over 3 years. So if I'm going to lose that 40 kgs, that's not going to happen in 3 months. It's not going to happen in 30 days. It's not going to happen in 6 months, even in a year. Could possibly happen in 2 years, you know. And I'm happy with that because I'm enjoying the process, and I'm not just about the end goal or the results. Because you realize something about reaching a result, it's just like another one. Then you start realizing that what was important was the journey, the discipline, the principles that you learned throughout the journey. But yeah, guys, I'm living my best life because right now I can wear, like, okay, I've always been a crop top girl, right? I figured this out. So my first love, the guy that I was dating, he was very judgmental in terms of what I wore, especially when I gained weight. He would consistently be like, oh, why are you wearing that? Oh, your arms, oh, this, oh, back out, and all of those things. Then I started wearing a certain way, right? And then also I couldn't help it. He would always complain, but that's the thing. I'm a curvy girl. So even if I wear pants, long pants, I would still have that body. Even if I wear long skirts, long dresses, like I have tons of long dresses in my wardrobe. But that's the thing, my body is very defined and it's just out there. There's nothing that I can do about that. So it constantly made me feel bad. He'd constantly judge me and all of those things, right? And then when we broke up, guys, when I took back my power, I was like, I will wear this crop top, even as a 121 kg girl. And did I not wear it? I will wear a bikini, even as a 121 girl, as a 90 kg girl. And I started realizing that I became more comfortable in my skin. So another thing, actually, our surroundings are very important in our journeys to losing weight, gaining weight, or whatever that you want to do. Or because for me also, it's not just about losing the weight, it's about being healthy. I could sit at 100 for the next 5 years. I couldn't be bothered as long as I am healthy, as long as I'm not retaining unhealthy fat, you know. So our environment is very important. People around us, what they say to us is important, because also what other people say to us, and as much as we say we don't care for people's opinions, but what people say to us actually impacts how we relate to ourselves. If you're constantly seated in a room where you're told you're not pretty enough, you start seeing yourself as not pretty enough. If you sit in a room where you're constantly told that you're excellent, you start seeing yourself as excellent. You know, of course there are people that don't need that, don't need any validation, that are so powerful, and I thank God for them. But I know I'm also one of those people that I easily adapt to environment. If I'm seated with gurus of not, people that are driven, people that are purposeful and all of that, trust me, my purposeful G inside of me comes out. But if I'm seated with danda heads, trust me to start taking, you know. So it's important where I'm at and who I'm with, you know. And I think it's also important when you're looking into starting your own health journey, right? And then here are some of the things that actually really led to me. Okay, I hadn't referred to my phone, so I just want to see if I have missed anything. So yeah, like I said, the fact that generally I'm not a pretty girl in terms of societal standards, but I know I'm a gorgeous girl, right? But in terms of societal standards, it's like you can look at me and pass, right? So gaining weight, I felt like it made things worse, you know, because now you're looked at as that girl that's fat, and also as that girl that's not as pretty in the room, or whatever the case may be, you know. And then the fact that I was losing my mom's shape also started worrying me, because I genuinely love my body. I love my mother's body. I love my body. Like, actually, my grandmothers did something there, and my great-grandmother, like, the genes are actually perfect. I love it. And then also the fact that I'm an old soul, my circles and all of that. And then I felt like weight gain made me look older, because people, by looking at your body, people just assume that you're older. And then when you tell people like I'm 24, people are like, 24? And you wear size 38, make it make sense, you know. And then also my vitality age as well. And then another thing, guys, style. So if you are overweight, right, because the issue is not weight. The issue is being overweight. If you are overweight, you become limited in what you wear. Let's say you've got a specific style. Like, I know, I love crop tops. See me over the weekend, I'll be wearing a crop top. And I figured out I also love like shorts, dresses that are above the knee, right? So if you catch me on a weekend, that's how I dress. But if I have this fat and this cellulite and all of that, I don't feel comfortable wearing that way. Then I'm forced to wear things that are oversized. I'm forced to wear things that are not my style. So you see, I'm being inconvenienced, right? And then also, guys, and let's not lie to one another in terms of searching for jobs and all of that. I'm not saying fat people are discriminated, but we know the truth. Colorism is a thing. Body weight is a thing. Also, I personally, I felt like when I was much bigger, at 121, I looked very clumsy. Even when I wore some things, it didn't fit the way I wanted them to fit. Like, it was just not happening. So in terms of being a brand, it felt like, obviously, if I'm going to be a face of something, I need to look a particular way. And I know this is not healthy, but honestly, guys, we know how companies work. They want to hire people also because of how they present themselves or because of how they look. So I figured out, if I'm literally, I just started off my career. So if I'm going to move from one company to another, can I not be disadvantaged because of the way I look? Can I not be disadvantaged because of my weight? You know, can it be because, I don't know, I don't meet the 20 years experience that they require for a job? But can it not be something that I have control over? You know, like how I look or presentations and stuff like that. And not in terms of looks as in like your eyes, your ears, but just how your body, the things that you eat obviously affect your weight and all of these things, right? So at least I can control my weight, I can control my style and all of these things. So we all know, right? And then another thing that happens is you have limited activities. I'm an adrenaline junkie. One thing about me, I love things that make me want to trust God more with my life. So I'm an adrenaline junkie. And then I figured out, recently I did bungee jumping. And then I'm looking to do, for my 25th birthday, I'm looking to do the biggest bungee jump in the world. That's about 200 meters. And when I look at the weight requirements, most bungee jumps want you to be 110. Lucky enough, I was on 107. So imagine how I would have felt when I went there. I'm on 115 and they say, no, ma'am, you can't. You're going to break our ropes. You know, it wasn't going to sit well with me because now I can't do the things that make me happy. I can't do the things that I want to do. And then another thing, guys, I'm pro a big family. I want to have at least 4 to 6 kids. And then if I'm going to have 4 to 6 kids, you know the amount of work it's going to take, the amount of time it takes to raise kids. How am I going to raise kids if I'm overweight? I'm likely to live less. If I'm overweight, I'm likely to be prone to stroke, heart attacks, and all of those things. And I don't want to leave my kids unattended to in this cruel world. I want to be able to raise the 6 kids or the 4 kids or the 7 kids I'm going to have. I want to be able to be available for my family. I want to be able to do activities. I want to be able to play soccer with my sons. I want to be able to play netball with my girls or or volleyball or whatever. But I want to live an active and a healthy life, right? So overweightness, like, it can't stay in my life. I figured out the lifestyle that I want, the lifestyle that I like, it can't stay. Like, I can't be overweight. I can't afford to be overweight. The type of things that I want to achieve in my life, they don't allow me. They don't allow me to be overweight. It's unfortunate for me. And then, it's unfortunate for me, guys, even as a YouTuber, even as a brand, even as some of the things that I can't put out there now, the things that I want to do with my life, with my brand and with my vision, I can't be overweight. Like, even if I wanted to be, it doesn't allow me, you know, because these are things that require me to be in a certain mental state. These are things that require me to be active and all of that. And if I'm overweight, chances are all I want to do is sleep. If I'm overweight, I can't exercise. And you know what exercise does? Exercise stimulates your creativity. Exercise stimulates your mentality. It makes your immune system strong. So if I'm overweight, I make things difficult for me. I make my future blurry. I make my future dark. So I don't want that. You know, so I had to sit down with myself and be like, you know the truth. You know who you are. You know this is not you. You know that you got here because you were mismanaging your body. You know that you got here because you were abusing food. And I was like, oh boy, that's the truth. And oh boy, I'm going to fetch that body. And guess what? That's what I'm doing. So, and then another thing, guys, intimacy. So here's the thing, right? When you are overweight or when you're fat, right? And I think another thing that will kill us is this body positivity thing, right? I know some people tend to be rude about weight gain or weight loss, right? But I think sometimes it's important that we're honest with one another. Here's the task to all the people that love me, to all the people that are close to me. I give you permission. If you see me sleep, actually call me to order. Actually be like, no, Yvonne, you are on the right track. Why are you overeating? Why are you not working out? My family does that for me. My dad, every now and then on weekends when he doesn't see me work out, because I go to the gym on weekends, but during the week I work out from home. When he doesn't see me go to the gym, he's like, you're no longer consistent. What's happening? Then I tell him, he's like, no, that's not an excuse. Let's go to the gym. Then I go. my boyfriend does the same. My sister's on a, okay, she had her own preservations about losing weight, but I feel like it's more inspiring having to do it with her. She's also on a weight loss, on a health journey, fetching her better self. So yeah, I give every single person, my friends, if you see me gain weight, I remember I had a chat with my best male friend, and then he said to me, that's the thing about you guys. He was dragging females, as he always does. He's like, that's the thing about you guys as females. You never tell each other. You are becoming fat, so fat. I'm so proud of you right now. You're in a very good, healthy state, and I love what you're doing with your body. I love what you're doing with yourself. I love how you're fetching everything that belongs to you. But I, like, honestly, you were just getting so fat, and the next time you get fat, I'll tell you. And I was like, this hurts, but actually this is what I need. If I'm slacking, please call me back to order. That's if we have that relationship. But you can't be a stranger. You've never seen me thin, you've never seen me healthy, you see me overweight, you want to make a remark. No, it doesn't work like that. So be polite and have this chat. When you see a person and you're concerned for them, sit them down. Hey, Yvonne, I see that you're no longer doing ABCD. Is everything okay? Is there anything that I can do for you? It's important, because sometimes we think people have stopped because they don't want anymore, but maybe there's something going on their side. So let's remind each other why we started. Be committed to your why, guys. When you're committed to your why, things align. When you're committed to your why, you show up every day, even when it's hard. You don't even try and look for ways to make the hard less. You actually endure the hard. You actually endure the hard. You actually go through the hard, because the hard is what makes you, So yeah, and then my last point is, guys, intimacy. When you're overweight, you're consistently concerned about how people look at you. So when I'm having a chat with the next person, I'm thinking, oh boy, they think I'm fat, Imagine now you're dating somebody, you're in a relationship, you constantly spend time with them, and spending time with them means you're in your most comfortable state, right? Whether you're at their place, they're at your place, and all of that. So if you chill there and a person, maybe they're just looking at you, observing you and all of these things, now you start thinking, okay, maybe they think I'm too fat, Like I remember, like I told you guys earlier, the guy that I was dating, my first love, he always had this funny remarks. Oh no, you now have stretch marks. Oh no, why do you have cellulite and all of these things? So it sort of tampers with your mind, because now you're thinking every person looking at you is looking at how fat you are. So you can't even be comfortable. You can't even immerse yourself in conversation, or immerse yourself and be present in whatever that you're doing, because you're thinking, oh my God, they think I'm fat. And then another thing, you become so uncomfortable. I was watching Tato Rampedi's video. It actually touched my heart, where he was explaining how he was always wearing a shirt when he had to be intimate, because he felt like he wasn't comfortable in his body, because there was somebody who actually made a remark called yo and all of that. So he wasn't okay. So you start realizing that you don't become comfortable. You're not able, if you want to cuddle, if you want to be this, you start feeling like, oh, maybe I'm too heavy, maybe I'm not as pretty, maybe I just have too much cellulite, maybe, there's back rolls and then they're not working out. Then it actually impacts your self-esteem, because if you're dating somebody, you want to be as intimate as possible with them, right? Because even with cuddles, now you feel like squashed, because like, oh my God, I'm big and all of that. Even though the person is not viewing you like that, but because of the remarks other people make, or because of the traumas that overweightness comes with, you start feeling like everyone is looking at you like this fat girl or this young girl who looks older, So yeah, man, guys, look after yourself, fetch yourself. You are what you consume. Start, I love what Ude Burampedi as well said, when he said this year he's not chasing perfection, he's chasing progression. That's the thing with fitness, with health, with anything in life. Some days we are up, some days we're down, and what matters is us showing up every single day. You just have to show up. Like, there is no other way. I can't say, no, it's going to miraculously go away. You're going to lose the weight in 30 days. That's a lie. That's a blunt lie. You're not going to lose weight in 30 days. You may lose 2-4 kgs, but you're not going to lose 20 kgs in 30 days. You're not going to be defined. You're not going to see abs in 30 days. That's not true. Unless if you're abusing yourself or ripping yourself. So you will see a difference in 8 weeks. People are going to start noticing you. You start feeling light and all of that. But long-term changes don't happen overnight. They actually take time. So it's important that we give ourselves grace. It's important that we allow ourselves to be, right, but also be aware. When you're aware, guys, no one can make you feel less. When you are aware, you know what to do. But don't lie to yourself and be like, oh no, I haven't gained weight, when you know very well that you've gained weight that you were not supposed to gain, when you know very well that you were not eating well, because another thing, whether you're thin or big, it doesn't mean you're healthy, because the most important thing that we're chasing, it's actually being healthy compared to just being smaller or petite. If you're healthy, you're still 100 kg, that's fine. Like I said, I couldn't be bothered if I stay at 100 or stay at 90, as long as I'm healthy. So yeah, as long as I'm healthy and as long as I'm fine. And guys, there's something that I'm facing, like my feet are shrinking because of weight loss. Has it ever happened to you? Like my feet are just becoming smaller and smaller. I can't say I'm complaining. Generally I have small feet, but right now all my sneakers are big. I don't know what's happening. And guys, yeah man, let's love our bodies, let's look after our bodies, and let's know that it takes time, it takes progression, and yeah man, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. If you don't love yourself, no one will love you. Eat right, show up for exercises. Even like right now, my friends, my colleagues, everyone knows, guys, even if we're drinking on a Friday, before I go and drink, it's either workout in the morning for an hour. The other day we were laughing with my colleague when she was like, we're in a text, so we had some drinks, and then I'm like, yo, when I get home I just want to put in some workout. She's like, you're working out even if you're gonna drink? I'm like, those mimosas, that cron, anything that I'm going to intake that has so much calories or that's unhealthy is gonna find me with, going to find me on -0, but I am going to work out every day. I work out at least 5 to 7 times a week. Most of the time it's 6 times a week. Like, I'm just in it. I've earned the discipline. I'm just trying to get my sleeping patterns right, but most of the time I'm up by 5 o'clock. I'm up, and then I wake up in between, because when you pray, when you fast, when you do those things, you have to wake up at midnight and pray, wake up at 3 a.m. and pray. But I'm just still trying to go on a routine where I'm always up by at least 4 a.m. to get the discipline right, to get everything done and all of that. Excuse me. But yeah, guys, when you respect your why, I started respecting my why. I would always relapse, always stop, always even gain more weight because I disrespected my why. But now I respect my why of wanting to live longer, of looking at the future, of looking at how I'm going to raise my kids, the type of family structure I want, the type of things I want to be involved in, the type of career I'm leading, and all of that. And I'm like, actually, I have to respect myself more to be able to look after my body. If this body is going to carry me through these dreams, these aspirations, when I look at my vision board, I'm like, oh boy, if this is the body that's going to carry me, then we're going to have a problem. But at least I can fix the problem. At least I can eat healthier, I can work out, I can show up and be a better person. So if you've been wondering, why should I start because you like yourself enough. Start because you respect yourself enough. Because honestly, guys, there's nothing cool about being overweight. It's honestly unbearable, because it blocks opportunities for you. It makes you feel terrible about yourself. It tempers with your self-esteem. It's very messy. It's very, 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 very messy. Yeah, but guys, without wasting any much of your time, I hope you enjoyed this chat. Tell me, what are the reasons that made you start your weight loss journey, or your tell me, what are the reasons that actually made you start your weight loss journey? What made you feel like, no, I need to actually fetch myself? What are the reasons that made you start living a healthy lifestyle? Because I have shared my reasons, guys. I'm sure there's a reason enough, and I just have a special shout out to anyone that ever called me fat. You in for a shock, because we eliminating all that fat. In the next 2 years, you can try enjoy it this year and call me fat, that's fine. But by the time we reach 2025, by the time we reach the vision 2025, you will be in for a shock, because I'll be much more of a best version of myself. Okay, but anyway, thank you for the inspiration. Yeah, guys, I love you guys so much. Don't forget to be light, don't forget to be kindness, and God bless you. I will be praying for you. And don't forget to pray for, when you get to the gym, pray for those weights, pray for strength, pray for resilience, because we pray about everything, and God is always in everything that we do, especially if we invite him. Okay, God bless you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment.